hear us fine, because for the first time we are doing it while driving, while on the road. We're not at home. We are driving long distance because we're going out of state for a wedding, which is the first wedding I've been to in a long time. And as much as I was nervous about doing that, Kenton and I, it's like we really want to get out and see people, and on the other hand, we're really sort of nervous about being out with people. Anyway, Kenton, say hi. I know you're driving.
Hey.
He's got both hands on the wheel, so let me turn the camera. As you can see, both hands on the wheel. Hey. Hi, Habiba. What does this say? Banned Kenton? Private person. I'm not sure if that was a typo or what. But yeah, we were not going to do this sort of live because obviously we're on the road. But I just thought, just keeping tradition and trying to be consistent, that we would go ahead and come on here and just say hi, let you know, just in case we chose not to go on. But like I said, we just figured we'd come on anyway and say hi, because again, otherwise I would not have come on, but I really wanted to be consistent. So hopefully you thumbs up for that, for consistency. Really trying. So what's up, everybody? What are you up to? What are you up to today? As you know, tomorrow is September 11th. And in the past, I've avoided seeing anything about, the World Trade Center terrorist attack that happened so many years ago. Well, actually, it's about 20 years, right, Boo? Yeah, it's about 20 years. I can't believe, there are many people who are alive, adults or almost adults, who were not even there when that happened. But every time I think about it too deeply, it just triggers very sensitive, very emotional feelings. And so, but I think it's important to remember that day so that hopefully it's never repeated again. But yeah, I'm curious where you guys were. Everybody can remember where they were when September 11th happened. I wish you guys could actually talk to me. Sometimes I'm like talking and I'm almost wishing, these little notes that pop up were actually real messages that I could hear, but obviously we can't hear you. Yeah. Hey, Ken, say something. Where were you, or what do you remember most about September 11th?
Well, there was a lot. I mean, we lived in Manhattan. We were actually about 4 blocks away from the World Trade Center.
Right.
3 blocks. We were in actually epicenter.
Right.
At that time.
I hope you can hear us.
I was working on the Upper East Side. So, and Kareem and Khalid were just babies. Well,
right.
Khalid was a toddler, or he's just 2 years. Yeah, it's a little bit before 2.
Right.
And
2 babies.
Yeah, Kareem was just he was just under 1.
Right.
So yeah, so we had a nanny watching them.
Right.
Where we lived at that time, which was right there.
What were you doing in the time, or what kind of work were you doing back then?
Oh, I was in the hotel business as a financial officer. So
right.
I worked in the controller's office as assistant controller.
Right.
For a luxury hotel at that time. So.
Right.
And you were in residency.
Right. I think I was in my 2nd year of residency. I'll never forget. It was about 8, maybe 8:30. It was before 8:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was with a team of medical residents and are attending rounding on like the 2nd floor. Anyway, at that time you were. Go ahead.
I was at work. It was just less exciting than you. I mean, I worked in accounting. I mean,
No. But how did you know? What was your first recollection back then?
Well, we get to work. We have our 9 o'clock meetings, and the night manager, he was late to the meeting. And we were like, well, what's going on? Why are you late? And he said a plane hit the World Trade Center. And for a second, we didn't believe him. We thought, oh, he's just saying that because he was late. So we're like, really? He was like, yeah, because we didn't hear anything. And that's when we realized that, you know, again, we could see then there was smoke coming out from downtown. And then we were like, uh-oh. And we could hear the fire trucks and things started to go crazy. And we're like, all right, we need to cut this short. And then, yeah, so it was like, okay, what are we going to do? And then we were like, okay, that's when we started doing our emergency plan for the guests. We were trying to figure out what was going on. And then the second plane hit. And then that's when we were like, okay, this is turning into something.
Right.
Because the first news was that it was a small plane.
Right. Or that it was an accident. It
yeah,
came
it was
out.
No, it was a small plane, you know, like a Cessna or something like that. You know, again, it was so much going on. But then, yeah, when the second plane happened, then it was like, uh-oh. And your mom worked on, I think she worked in Tower 2.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so basically I tried to call her and I got no answer. And then I really was getting really worried. And then I was worried about you because we're so close, because those buildings were so tall.
Right. Yeah. I was working in the downtown hospital, which was literally the closest hospital to the World Trade Center. Literally. Like, I was walking distance from the World Trade Center. Yeah. So there were times where my mom could get off work and walk to our apartment, which was also literally walking distance, because at the time, thankfully, because of residency, we had a nice apartment right next to work. So I could literally walk to work, which is why still now I don't necessarily prefer driving, because I got used to it. I was spoiled where I always used to be able to walk to work when it came to hospital. I just don't like driving. And in the city, you don't really have to drive. And so anyway, the point is, when it happened, we literally were looking out the window, because the hospital is a high rise, and obviously the towers were high rise that you could see miles away in the city. And I just remember all of us, our pagers going off at the same time, because back then everyone had pagers, and our pagers go off, and we looked at each other like, this is crazy. What's going on in the hospital today? Because of course everyone's in their little bubble. You think that whatever's happening is only happening to you. So we looked down, and they said there was an accident, and that we needed to start discharging patients because there was going to be a flood of new patients coming in. And that was kind of confusing. And then we again look out the window, and we see this whole plane crash and the smoke and the building on fire. And then right after, there was a second plane crash right after. And we were like, oh shit, this is not an accident. Something crazy. I mean, anyway, it happened, and all I remember back then is sheer terror. Like, that had to be the most emotional, the most scared I've ever been. And I'm sure everyone that was there, that was probably the most scared they have ever been in their entire life. I remember thinking, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. This is it. This is it. I remember praying and praying and praying. And the first thing I remember thinking about was, I want to get out of this building, but I feel obviously a sense of responsibility, because I'm a resident and I'm a physician, and I'm supposed to be here to take care of patients. But your human instinct kicks in, and you're also thinking about your family, because like Kenton says, our children, our two babies, were in the apartment next door. And then I was also thinking about my mother, and I was like, oh my God, my mother's probably dead. And it's the worst feeling, because you don't know. And then the phones were down after a while, because everybody was calling their relatives. And anyway, I just want to fast forward to after everything happened, and then there was smoke everywhere, and there was the smell of burning everything. And I just, at the end of it, I was thinking, instead of continuously reliving it, because that's what I find myself doing when I think about it and getting very upset, I sometimes stop and think, what did we learn from it? Ken, like, what was the point? I mean, obviously, sometimes a terrorist attack in itself had no necessarily rhyme or reason from our point of view. But I'm just wondering, as humanity, what did we learn? Are we any kinder to people? Are we any better than we were back then? What do you think? It's hard, right?
No, because people are still people. They haven't changed. I think good people still stay good. I mean, that's what it was. You had people that, we were stronger together, and you had people that really came together. You had the first responders. You had restaurants that opened their door and fed people with no charge.
Right.
At the hotel, we fed people. We provide security. Because people couldn't get out. They were trapped on the island because the subways were down, the airports were closed.
Right.
So
I mean, it brought in that sense, it brought the best out of people.
Brought the best, but the people that were good or were best stayed that way. So it's just like now, people who are good stay good. What it is that those that went back and went to fear, went to hate, because that's their first go to. Yeah, then we're different. Because again, they operate out of fear versus love. So those things, like crises do, they either bring out the best in those that are capable of it, or they bring out the worst, those that dwell and live in fear and hate.
Right.
And people haven't changed. That's how people are. The good stay good, and the bad, they just become worse. And so we have to be the guardians of the good and stand up for those that that are not willing to do that, to embrace the best in humanity, but that operate and live out of fear. We see it now too.
Right. Right.
So that's the lesson is that it's more about that in those trying times you have hope and faith and you support and again, like I say, we're stronger together.
Right.
So and you just gotta turn off the foolishness. So.
But yeah, I just felt like it was necessary to remember that day, because as it's almost become a slogan now, really, like we will never forget. And I remember feeling so proud to be not just an American but a New Yorker, and how everyone came together to help each other at that time. And it does make me wonder now with the pandemic how things have become also so divisive, or so, everyone has very strong opinions. And I there's part of me that wants to avoid even talking about the pandemic or vaccines and all of that, because I know everyone is in their feelings or they have strong views about it. But sometimes I do wish we did come to a common understanding. But as human beings, it's almost impossible to do that, especially when you feel, perhaps that your rights are being infringed upon in some way. So, anyway, let's see what somebody just said. Hey, Habiba, Brown Girl Reading. Hey, hi, Brown Girl Reading. Yes, you're probably thinking, where are you and what happened to the book you're writing? Yes, it's still gonna happen. I just had to take a break. Sometimes too, what I realize with me is if I feel a little bit overwhelmed or too much information coming in, because I have a lot of information and advice from people, sometimes I have to step back a little bit, and just sort of reassess and then come back to it with fresh new eyes and fresh new vision. But I'm trying to get it done, and I definitely hope, because every day, even today, somebody reached out to say, hey, can I have your recipe? It's like, can I have your recipe? Can you just send it to me? I can't find the video for the cake video, so can you just send it to me? It is coming. It is coming. Let's see. It's better to take your time. Yes, thank you, Brown Girl Reading. It's better to take. The only thing, Joe, I do want you to realize my timeline is that I definitely want to have it out before the holidays. Even if it's not a physical book, I definitely want the ebook out well before the holidays. And we only have 3.5 months before Christmas. So I definitely am shooting for it. Because it doesn't make any sense to me to wake later. And this is when most people are baking. And this is something I had wanted to do last year and for different reasons had held off. So it's kind of a balance, you're trying to put something out and you don't want to put out trash, or you don't want to put out, sloppy work. But on the other hand, the other extreme is chasing perfection. And then when you're constantly chasing perfection or trying to get it better or trying to, improve upon it, then you never put it out. So I'm just trying to find that balance where I put out something that's quality, but on the other hand, I don't continue to procrastinate or hold off because I don't like what I have in front of me. So, yeah. But anyway, we are going to Atlanta. That's where we're going. Hot Atlanta. Oh, it's not hot?
No, we're not going to Atlanta. You keep saying Atlanta. Savannah.
Oh, Savannah. Okay, we're going to Savannah.
Maybe in your mind you want to go to Atlanta because you keep saying it.
I keep saying Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to Savannah, Georgia. That's where we're going, Savannah, Georgia. And
why you keep saying Atlanta? Is there someone there that you want to see? What's going on?
What's going on in Atlanta, right?
I don't know.
Maybe God is calling me to Atlanta. I don't know. Have we ever been to Atlanta? Of course we have. Yeah, we used to go to Atlanta when we used to live in Charleston.
We did? No.
We didn't?
No.
Savannah is supposed to be pretty. Yes, I hope it is. Hi, Tanya Booker. I hope I said your name right. Savannah's supposed to be pretty. Oh, you don't think we've been to Atlanta? You know where I've been to Atlanta? I have. Because when I go by plane, you stop in Atlanta. Right.
Yeah, but we haven't been.
But I haven't toured or been around Atlanta before.
Right.
Yeah, we used to go to Savannah before we had kids, which is also beautiful. And we haven't been up that way in a long time.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. I'm going to vlog. I have my vlogging camera with me. So this is currently obviously live. I'm using my iPhone, but I have my vlogging camera. So I will formally do a video about our experience. And I hope that we get to eat. Hope that we get to eat some interesting food. I have to be careful because, of course, I'm trying to maintain a gluten-free diet, not because it's healthier, but because, to be honest, eating wheat has been bothering me, has really caused a lot of symptoms and problems. So I avoid wheat. And one thing I miss eating is crispy things, so battered fried chicken, for example. So a great recipe is the Korean fried chicken because it uses rice flour, either rice flour or a combination of rice and potato flour. So you get a very light, crispy batter, which I like also. Then there's also a lightly battered fried shrimp. Oh my God, love that. The bang bang shrimp you get in the restaurants. I don't know why I ended up talking about food right now, but right now food is on my mind. And I'm not even hungry. So yeah. So when we go to Savannah, Georgia, I'll be looking out for food, and so will Kenton. Actually, as I run my mouth, Kenton did the itinerary. So I said, yeah, I trust you, whatever. And of course, main thing on his itinerary is like food. Right, boo? Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to check in with you. Yeah, let you know that we're on the road so that if you didn't see us, it didn't seem rude, like we didn't even post or say nothing. Yeah, let me just give you a view of what's in front. Let me see. So yeah, hopefully you can see. Where are we, boo?
Well, we're at the border between North Carolina and South Carolina.
Oh yeah, I remember there.
South of the border.
Right. Hey, anybody been here before? Anybody been there before? That's south of the border. Right. Yeah, you see that like cheesy looking amusement park.
So welcome to South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina.
Welcome to South Carolina.
Even the GPS is telling us, welcome to South Carolina. Right. Yeah. We've been there before, actually.
Yeah, it's like a little tourist trap.
Yeah, it's not that good. It's not that good at all. No. It's just like, you know what real meat tastes like? Can you imagine eating meat? But anyway, that's what I remember.
Alpo.
Alpo. That's like dog food.
Yeah.
Right. I can't see you, so hopefully you can see us because the sun is like directly in our face.
Yeah.
But we are in South Carolina. It says 37, Florence, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Huh. To think this is where our son was born. Not in Florence, but in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
This is where we lived for a number of years. This is South Carolina is where I went to medical school.
Right. So, yeah, he was born in Charleston. Mm-hmm. And his father was from Costa Rica.
Here we go again. Khalid's father was in Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah,
well, you came back from Costa Rica pregnant, right?
Yeah, I came back nauseous.
Right.
I came back nauseous, didn't know I was pregnant, and then you were trying to serve me some Vietnamese food that I didn't like, full of fish sauce, which I don't mind now, but
yes, you do.
I don't mind it I only like it in a small amount, but in large amounts,
that's what I'm saying. That's what changed, and I knew. So there you go. So all you have to do is that if your partner doesn't like the food you serve them, that's a clue.
That's a clue what?
That's a clue. I don't know.
What's a clue?
A clue
of what?
That's
a clue the relationship ain't gonna work, right?
Something's wrong.
No, but in truth, you gotta have a mutual respect for your partner's culture. Even if there's some things you don't like, you gotta at least try, and you gotta at least have some level of respect.
Some level.
Yeah.
It's a level, not some.
All right, you gotta have a level of respect.
Yeah, a level of respect. Some means some and not all.
Right.
You always gotta have respect.
Right.
Even if you don't like it, that's just a preference. That doesn't.
All right, wait. So what of my food? So what foods from my culture or cultures did you not like or don't like? And you're not hurting my feelings because I don't care.
First of all, do I look like someone who doesn't like food?
Okay.
So, I mean...
So you like everything?
I don't know. Name some foods. I don't... I like groundnut stew.
Not that that's actually traditionally Nigerian. Comment below. Is it Nigerian? I think groundnut stew is Ghanaian. It's African.
Well, it's African. I mean,
yeah, it's West African.
They have different versions all over.
Right. I mean, I like it too.
So, I mean,
Okay. Let me name something that I know you don't like.
All right. See? Go ahead, name something.
You don't like stewed okra.
I don't like okra, period. It has nothing to do with... it's not. I don't like fried okra. I just don't like okra. I don't like... And then when it's like stewed...
Yeah, you don't like that thick, slimy,
like gumbo.
heavy.
No,
you don't like gumbo either.
With okra in it. No.
Yeah.
I like gumbo, but not with okra in it.
Right.
Anything with okra. I mean, I can barely take fried okra.
Right.
But if it's undercooked, it still has that... I don't know, man. I just don't... I don't know. Okra to me is like a weed that people just force themselves to eat. And then they say like...
No, I like okra. I don't mind it. Hausa people Hausa people in northern Nigeria do make okra stew, and so I remember it, and they make it really thick and slimy, and you eat it with your hands with tuwo. Tuwo is the the overcooked rice that's made into a big giant ball. Hot tuwo with some okra stew. But then I don't really eat that here, but here I eat okra in the south. They do it kind of fried. They batter it in like a corn flour and fry it, and it's kind of more on the dry side. I don't mind that, but then I also like it dehydrated, like when you
okra chips.
Yeah, like okra chips when it's dried and dehydrated. I love crunching on them.
That's nice.
Delicious.
That's nice.
All right, what about, let me see, stewed goat, curry goat.
Of course
That's
like
Jamaican. That's the Jamaican side.
Yeah, as long as you take the skin off of it. Sometimes they keep, not the Jamaican, but some other dishes they keep the skin on. No, that's not. I don't.
But yeah, typically you like anything that we eat, like anything Nigerian or African or Jamaican, definitely Caribbean food, which is probably what we have more access to. Yeah, you like everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like bitter melon. I mean, I grew up on that.
I was gonna say that's not us.
No, that's
Vietnamese.
I just haven't. I couldn't acquire a taste for that. It's just because it's too bitter.
Bitter melon.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't even think I've had that before.
I've seen once at my mother's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, Mom, I wonder if you're watching this. His mom from Kenton's mom. I wonder if you're watching this. He don't like bitter melon.
But she's I was very lucky. She's a fantastic cook. She has a really good palate. So.
You just saying that to kiss her butt, or is that real?
It's true. What I'm talking about.
I know. No, she is a good cook.
She is a very good cook. Very good palate.
Yeah.
So, I didn't acquire that palate, but she has a very good palate.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Hello, California. If anyone from California is on, hello. We send our love to you. And sometimes I want to say your brother's names, but then I want to protect their privacy and not saying. But so I won't. But I care about you, and we miss you and the family, and of course my family in Nigeria. There's so many of y'all. All the Tunaus, including my father. I've said my father's name 100 times. Mohammed Bello Tunau. Google him. He's probably laughing right now. Yeah, so anyway, I think we're going to end it here. It's getting hot in the car. And the reason it's hot is not because we don't have AC. We got AC, but I'm trying to be polite because if we have the AC cranked up, it's going to interfere with the sound. And so, yeah, we had it turned off just to record this video for you guys. So, wish us luck. And don't forget to let me know where you're watching us from. Let me know in the comments, say hi. And when we come back, I definitely will check the live comments. And I always kind of respond or say hi back. So, yeah, let us know where you're watching us from. And look out for a video on Sunday. So even though we're away, your girl was disciplined. I recorded the video, and Kenton is in it. It's a fun one. It's not your traditional vlog. It's a fun, dedicated video, and it's already set on a timer to come on live, or to not live, but to come on Sunday. So definitely look out for it. I have it set for 10 a.m. Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. It should be available. So, and then of course next week you'll probably see the vlog with this wedding, hopefully, or our experience in Savannah. It's like I have to now consciously say Savannah, Georgia, because yeah, seriously, in my head I keep thinking Atlanta.
That's because that's where all the hair comes from.
Welcome to Atlanta. That's where all the freaky fun happens. Atlanta. All right, y'all. Say bye, Kenton.
Bye. Thanks, folks. Be safe and have a good weekend.
Bye, y'all.